One thing that we got brought up today that I want to touch upon was imposter syndrome. You mentioned this, and I thought, what a great topic to bring up. And we talked about a few things already today, certifications being one. And I remember taking my SANS GPEN, so ethical hacking. And I remember the final exercise was you had to hack a whole network, and you have a team of 4 or 5. And I never felt more as a imposter on that team than in that scenario, because it was like these guys are like, you know, I got this and I found this, and I'm like, holy moly, like I'm like 3 steps behind. And I remember actually doing a bypass where I was like, done. I feel good for the day. I feel like I earned my keep. But you brought up imposter syndrome, so I was really curious on where you felt that. Like, you know, you've obtained a lot of certifications, helps you, and you said build confidence, which I love. Where, you know, somebody obviously, if somebody looks at your LinkedIn, your resume, they're going to go, oh, this guy knows tons about security. But you still feel like that sometimes.
I still feel that all the time, and I think it's healthy as well to feel that, because it kind of push you to learn more, to understand more, to see what other people is doing. And maybe the imposter syndrome is becoming more and more now. If you're engaged with the social media, see what other people is doing, that's really put you on the spot, like where I am. Like, am I using the correct tools? Am I following the proper best practices? That's what's kind of like intrigue you to start learning more, reading more, talk to people, see why they are doing that, why you are choosing that tool versus that one, why you are speaking about that vendor. Is that something I need to be aware of? Or is it a hot topic basically? So that will always be there. I think it's good for that to be there all the time.
I agree too.
Kind of like put you outside your comfort zone and basically push you forward to learn more.
I think if you don't have fear learning something, fear taking on a new challenge, you're not really challenging yourself.
Exactly.
So I do think that is crucial today to feel that way. I also think with, like you brought up another interesting point is social media now. It's changed everything. I remember being at a company where it was really encouraged to talk on whatever their platform was of, hey, how do you do this and how do you do that? And then I remember within about 1.5 years of me being there, when people asked questions, it turned from being helping you to being, you should know that. You've been here long enough. So I was curious what your opinion is now is with how the world has changed, social media, everything, and you have to be very careful sometimes what you communicate. How easy is it now to ask for help? Without feeling imposter syndrome, of course.
Exactly. First of all, nobody's going to know everything. So
great point.
Especially in cybersecurity, information security, there are tens and tens of frameworks, tens and tens of regulations, products, solutions, like probably 100 solutions. So you can't have the time to focus on everything. Otherwise, you'll lose your mind. You will not be able to focus on one kind of like on your kind of role or job or whatever. So it's very important that to realize asking for help doesn't lower your profile or lower your standards or make you kind of like make yourself look awkward, as an example. Achieving your goal, being able to accomplish the task you have, and if you need help from someone, go ask for it. That's basically it.
I know for myself, it was like talking about NIST as well. You brought up data protection as part of that. Me moving into more of a data protection role, I don't think I've never felt, probably in 25 years, so far behind on something, where at the beginning I found it hard to ask for help because I felt like it was, I'm going to make myself look foolish. But I realized is that you just have to do it and you have to cross that bridge. And if you're working with the right people, you build that trust, and you have that trust that they're not going to think something. And it is a confidence. I think the best people suffer from imposter syndrome, and that's what drives us to be better and better. So, no.
Yeah, and you set your expectation. Like basically, if even if you are dealing with your, like working with your team or with kind of like some other people, you shouldn't expect them to know everything.
Right.
Even if they write in the resume that they are subject matter expert or whatever. Like the information technology or cybersecurity fields is changing all the time.
It is.
Nobody's going to be able to be up to date with everything. And basically, all what you need to care about when you talk to people, hire people, work with people, is their ability to find the answer,
right,
rather than really providing the answer right away on the spot.
You took the words right out of my mouth, because I often say that with being in pre-sales engineering, it's not my job to know everything. My job is to make sure that I get everything solved for the client. Sometimes that's me knowing some of the information. Mm-hmm. Sometimes that's bringing and knowing where to grab the right resources to come in to facilitate. Oh, thank you. I thought you mentioned imposter syndrome, but I thought it was a great conversation to have.
Oh, thank you.